rear-ended a luxury car, and the owner turned out to be the reigning diva Qin Shuyao. It was my fault, and I couldn't afford the damages. Instead, she handed me a marriage contract. A broke college student working as a delivery driver, I somehow became the contract husband of the entertainment industry's top star. At the wedding, she looked radiantly happy, while I was covered in goosebumps. When the host asked about my post-wedding plans, I picked up the microphone and said affectionately, "Honey, you'll be the breadwinner, and I'll be the trophy husband." Even now, I still think this marriage of mine is absolutely absurd. Qixi Festival, China's Valentine's Day, at the most luxurious wedding hall in a 7-star hotel in the imperial capital. Me, Su Yang, a broke senior student about to graduate, was at that moment holding the hand of the legendary entertainment diva Qin Shuyao, walking down the red carpet and onto the stage. Under the stage, my parents-in-law had frosty faces, my brother-in-law's eyes were daggers, and all the relatives and friends shot murderous glares at me. And beside me, Qin Shuyao wore a blissfully happy smile. I thought to myself, no wonder she's from the entertainment industry. Her acting is impeccable. As for how this wedding came to be, it's absurd. A month ago, I was racing to make a delivery on my beat-up secondhand electric scooter when I rear-ended a luxury car, and it was totally my fault. The owner? None other than Qin Shuyao. I thought a big star like her would have a bit of mercy, scold me a bit, and let me off the hook. But the exact opposite happened. That enchantress had no mercy at all. Instead, she forced me to sign a contract, making me sell myself into servitude to pay off the debt. And so here we are today. On stage, I stand with Qin Shuyao. After the makeup, I actually have the potential to be a kept man at first glance. We even look like a perfect couple. Dozens of phones are set up around us, and dozens of live streaming platforms are broadcasting this so-called wedding of the century. Qin Shuyao. She became famous at 16 in the youth singer competition, and her album sales still hold the record in the Chinese music industry. Her songs are sung by countless people, and her beauty drives countless men wild. After 12 years in the industry, she's maintained her pure image, still single. She is the perfect idol, the perfect diva, and today, she got married. The news came too suddenly not long ago. She had publicly stated that she wouldn't consider personal matters for the time being. Now, in front of all the media, she told the world that she was married. The groom is not a superstar in the industry, not a famous rich second generation, nor a political figure, but an ordinary poor guy. So poor that he has nothing left but himself. Over the past few days, the media has dug up all my information. Su Yang, 22 years old, a senior at the University of Science and Technology, majoring in computer science, officially graduating next month. Both parents deceased, no close relatives, tuition paid by student loans, living expenses, part-time jobs. As netizens joke, this identity, if placed in a novel, would perfectly fit the criteria for a time travel protagonist. A 28-year-old perfect diva, a 22-year-old poor boy, even in idol dramas, they wouldn't dare to write such a plot. The host smiled broadly. From today onward, you are officially husband and wife. Bride, what are your hopes for the future? Qin Shuyao turned to look at me, her eyes full of tenderness. I hope my husband and I can love each other forever, and that our future life will be peaceful and safe. I smiled on the outside, but inside I felt a chill. Women's words are like a ghost, full of deceit. Groom, what about you? Do you have any expectations for your future? The host handed me the microphone. I looked at the host, then at the unfriendly gazes from the audience, and then at the dozens of phones still live streaming in the distance. A barely perceptible smirk crept across my lips. Qin Shuyao, you asked for this, forcing me to sign that soul-selling contract. If I don't make you suffer a little, my name isn't Su Yang. I took the microphone, turned around, and looked at Qin Shuyao with eyes full of deep affection. Shuyao, thank you. Being able to marry a woman like you as my wife is the greatest blessing in my life, Su Yang. I know that in talent, family background, and earning ability, I'm not even a fraction of you. But that's not a problem. I paused. As the saying goes, behind every successful woman, there is a man who silently supports her. From today on, I am willing to be that man silently supporting you from behind. I gazed at Qin Shuyao with deep affection. In the future, you'll be the one bringing home the bacon, and I'll be the one bringing home the beauty. From today onward, I only wish to stay by your side, quietly being a handsome man who belongs only to you. Cough, cough, cough. Holy shit. The whole audience erupted instantly. The host stood there dumbfounded, his expression a riot of colors, struggling to keep from laughing out loud. Qin Shuyao's smile froze on her face. Though she was still forcing a happy expression, her eyes clearly screamed, "I want to slap you to death." Watching her furious, yet pretending to be happy, I almost laughed out loud. Anyway, the contract didn't say I couldn't talk like this. Making Qin Shuyao unhappy is the happiest thing for me. The live stream chat exploded. Holy shit, this is shameless to the extreme. I have never seen such an brazen person who can talk about living off a woman so simply and elegantly. I admire him, he's a role model for men. Woo-woo, Shuyao, I could be a handsome flower too. I am willing. I'll even let the child take your last name. Just then, a notification sound suddenly rang in my mind. Ding, popularity plus 17,598. Ding, total popularity exceeds 50,000. Mall system activated. I was overjoyed. The night I signed the indenture with Qin Shuyao, a mysterious kept man system appeared in my body. These past few days I've been studying how to earn popularity points, and now I finally understand. Since that's the case, let the popularity points come even more fiercely. I picked up the microphone again. By the way, taking this opportunity today, I have some words for the young people in the audience and in the live stream. Consider it a little life experience. Qin Shuyao looked at me, a bad premonition rising in her eyes. I simply expressed it with a poem. Everyone in the audience was stunned. A poem? This guy can actually write poetry? I clear my throat. This poem is called To the Young, dedicated to all unmarried youths. In youth, know the sweetness of eating soft rice. Don't waste your youth planting rice seedlings. Bow your head before a rich woman, and 3 generations of your family won't have to worry. In youth, know that a rich woman is good. Don't treat young girls as treasure. Once you've got that rich woman, you'll move into a big villa overnight. Ha! The audience was choked with laughter again, and then erupted into uproarious laughter. My cheap-in-laws and that brother-in-law of mine had their faces pulled to the extreme. The 3 of them finally couldn't take it anymore and stood up to walk out, embarrassed way too embarrassed to stay. The live stream chat went absolutely nuts. Holy shit, gifted youth? Once upon a time, a sugar mommy was right in front of me, and I didn't treasure her. Now looking back, regret, man, regret. Life winner, this is what a life winner looks like. Ding, popularity plus 29,768. The pleasant notification sound only made me happier. So this is how you harvest leaks, huh? A wedding turned into a farce by yours truly. But the wedding went on, and so did the live stream. My name spread like wildfire through the entire entertainment industry. After the wedding, Qin Shuyao drove me back to the big villa in her luxury car. Her face was icy cold the whole time, a completely different person from the little woman glowing with happiness at the wedding. Bang! Once inside the villa, Qin Shuyao slammed the door shut and glared at me coldly. At the wedding, who told you to speak nonsense? What nonsense did I say? Was I wrong? In the eyes of outsiders, aren't I just your kept man? Isn't that fine? I shrugged. Qin Shuyao, don't be ungrateful. I'm doing this entirely for your sake. We're not really husband and wife. I'm just selling myself to pay off a debt. Sooner or later, the debt will be cleared, and then you'll have to announce our divorce, right? The worse I act now, the less impact it'll have on you after we split. Qin Shuyao frowned slightly. His words, they actually made some sense. If you don't want that, fine. From now on, I'll keep up the image of a good husband outside, devoted, loyal, hardworking. Will that do? Qin Shuyao gave me a cold look. No need. Just keep being a kept man. With that, she walked straight into her bedroom. Staring at the closed bedroom door, I shrugged. Looked like there was no hope for a wedding night tonight. But that didn't stop me from stirring up trouble. Late at night, I posted an update on Weibo, a smoke after the deed, better than being an immortal. The comments section exploded instantly. You bastard, posting something like this in the dead of night. Damn, and I watched the insults flood in. I chuckled foolishly. These dumbass can't sleep just from a single post of mine, so hilarious. Ding, popularity plus 3,685. I shut off my phone with satisfaction and fell into a comfortable sleep. The next day, I woke up naturally, threw on some shorts, and strolled out of the bedroom shirtless. Just as I was brushing my teeth, the doorbell rang. Toothbrush in mouth, I walked to the door and checked the peephole. It was Tang Qin Shuyao's agent. I opened the door, leaning lazily against the doorframe. I said, "Hey, Annie, could you show some tact? We just got married yesterday, and you're already knocking on our door first thing in the morning. Don't you think that's incredibly rude?" That Annie made Tang Ching furious. She was only 30, and being called that by a 20-something pretty boy was just insulting. "Move it," she snapped. Tang Ching reached out to shove me aside. "No way, this is my place. Why should I move? You want to come in? You need my permission. Beg me, and I might let you in." I stretched out my arms to block the doorway. Recently, Tang Ching has been giving me no end of trouble, threatening me, offering money, even trying to seduce me. If it weren't for the contract, I'd make that Annie suffer a double loss. "Su Yang, get out of the way. I have something important to tell Shu Yao." "No way. What could be more important than my wife getting her beauty sleep? Women should get plenty of beauty sleep, or else they age fast. Look at you, you clearly haven't had enough sleep. Let me tell you, lack of sleep in women can easily cause premature aging, irregular menstruation, and early menopause." Su Yang kept rambling on, which almost drove Tang Ching to the brink of collapse. What kind of beast did Qin Shuya find? Could he at least act like a decent human being? "Move aside." Tang Ching finally couldn't take it anymore and directly shoved Su Yang with both hands. Harassment. Holy crap. Su Yang's yell made Tang Ching completely lose it. In her 30 years of life, she had met plenty of scumbags, but a scumbag like Su Yang was a first. She was utterly defeated today, was truly an eye-opener. "Honey, what's wrong?" "Ching Ching, why are you here?" The commotion outside woke Qin Shuya. Wearing her pajamas, she stepped out of the bedroom and arrived at the living room just in time to see Su Yang yelling harassment. "Babe, this Annie harassed me. She touched my chest and took advantage of me." Su Yang, like a harassed little girl, hid behind Qin Shuya, looking wronged as he spoke. Then he shot a provocative glance at Tang Ching, who was so furious from his antics that she nearly fainted. Qin Shuya was also on the verge of losing it. This bastard was definitely doing it on purpose. "Su Yang, you..." Tang Ching was so angry she was speechless. All she could do was glare furiously at Su Yang, unable to say a word. "All right, honey. Sister Qin Ching didn't mean it. Be good. Why don't you go back to the room and sleep a bit more? I need to talk to Sister Qin Ching about something." Qin Shuyao could clearly see what was going on, but at this moment, all she could do was coax Su Yang like this without letting Tang Ching catch on. After all, even Tang Ching didn't know about her, and Su Yang this was something Qin Shuyao didn't want a third person to know the truth about. "No, I want to hug and cuddle to sleep." "Be good. We'll hug and cuddle to sleep in a little while. Fine then, a kiss." Su Yang lifted his face. Seeing this, Qin Shuyao felt a surge of irritation. This bastard was way too shameless. MWA. Seeing Tang Ching's resentful gaze, Qin Shuyao quickly planted a kiss on Su Yang's cheek. Su Yang didn't expect Qin Shuyao to actually kiss him, and he was about to take the chance to kiss her back, but the look in her eyes made him behave and stop while he was ahead. Watching the newlyweds flaunt their affection, Tang Ching felt a pang of bitterness in her heart. This past month had been a nightmare for her. Now she finally realized that this damn nightmare had become reality, and there was no waking up from it. Before leaving, Su Yang shot Tang Ching a provocative glance, as if to say, "See, trying to compete with me? You're still too green. No matter how important your agent is, can she compare to your own man?" Seeing Su Yang's provocative look, Tang Ching nearly couldn't hold back a torrent of curses. That bastard that Qin Shuyao had picked up was a real piece of work. Even if you try to find such a scoundrel on purpose, you might not be able to pick one this extreme. Su Yang wasn't foolish enough to walk into Qin Shuyao's bedroom after all. The contract stipulated that the bedroom was off limits. Taking a look at the large villa, he turned and headed toward the kitchen. "Shuyao, you're spoiling him. I really don't understand what's so great about him that makes you so infatuated." Tang Ching looked helpless. "He's young," Qin Shuyao said playfully. This excuse left Tang Ching completely speechless. She knew Qin Shuyao was brushing her off, unwilling to say much about her family. Tang Ching had no idea what had really happened between the two. As an agent, she only knew that a month ago, Qin Shuyao had said she wanted a few days off. When she came back, she told Tang Ching she was getting married. And despite everyone's opposition, she handled everything herself. She bought the wedding house herself, ordered the wedding dress herself, and notified family, friends, and major media herself. The ever-rational Qin Shuyao, in that 1 month, was so stubborn that she disappointed everyone. "Sister Qing, why are you here so early? You're not here to flirt with my husband, are you?" Her words earned her a roll of the eyes from Tang Qing. "Me? Flirting with him? I'd have to be that bored. He's just a kid, the kind of pretty boy that only someone like you, an old maid who's never been in love, would fall for. I'm here now to tell you a very serious fact. Congratulations, Qin Shuya. You've successfully screwed yourself over. I got the notice last night. Several endorsement deals we had in the works gone. Your lead role lost. The commercial performances we set up canceled. And Lin Jin called too. That song isn't being sold to you anymore. So you're single gone. See? Now you can enjoy your honeymoon in peace." Tang Qing spread her hands helplessly, looking at Qin Shuya with a face full of resignation. A willful wedding had ruined Qin Shuya's bright future, and Su Yang's awful doggerel poem at the wedding yesterday had been singled out for criticism by many media outlets. If you don't stir up trouble, you won't die from it. Now Qin Shuya was giving everyone a live demonstration of what it means to dig your own grave. So what if they're gone? I'm not short on money anyway. This is a good chance for me to take a proper rest. I haven't had much of a break over the years. If worst comes to worst, I can just quit show business." Qin Shuyao said indifferently. She had already anticipated all the outcomes. For what she had long expected, Qin Shuyao accepted it calmly. Life must have gains and losses. "Oh, I really don't know what's so great about that jerk to have you this obsessed. What should we do now? I'm out of ideas. I've tried everything I could." Seeing Qin Shuyao's indifferent expression, Tang Qing could only let out a helpless sigh. It was too late for regrets. Now, they had to find a way to deal with this. We wait. Wait until the hype dies down and people stop paying so much attention. Besides, I haven't broken any laws. It's just a marriage. What's the big deal? Qin Shuyao gave her answer. Waiting isn't that how many things work in the entertainment industry. No matter how high the buzz, sooner or later it fades and gets forgotten. And Qin Shuyao wasn't a celebrity with a tainted record. She was just getting married, and at worst, her husband had a bit of a loose tongue. It wasn't serious, let alone scandalous. Qin Shuyao and Tang Qing were chatting in the living room. Though their voices were not loud, Su Yang, busy in the kitchen, could hear them clearly. A song. Su Yang squinted, suddenly recalling a song in his mind. Maybe I can make some money from it. With that thought, Su Yang became interested. His consciousness directly entered the system and began searching through the system all. 50,000 popularity points? This damn system, it must be run by Tencent. Way too damn expensive. In the system all, Su Yang looked at the price of this song and felt utterly disheartened. He had gone through all kinds of trouble and barely managed to earn over 60,000 popularity points. And now this crappy system wanted 50,000 for just one song. Sigh, I should have learned to sing properly. Su Yang Sigit, he was just a poor loser, and a poor loser who couldn't carry a tune. He liked listening to songs, but couldn't sing. He could only hum a couple of lines from the chorus of many songs. Hearing Qin Shuyao and Tang Qing chatting outside, Su Yang decided to exchange for this song. It was just 50,000 points. He could earn them back later by riding on Qin Shuyao's popularity. Now, the most important task was to make money. He clicked to redeem, and the next second, something miraculous filled Su Yang's eyes with shock. Knowledge was forcibly stuffed into his mind out of nowhere. All of it was about this song, its artistic conception, its arrangement, its singing style, and so on. In that instant, Su Yang had completely mastered the song. If he sang it now, it would definitely be flawless. Freaking awesome. Su Yang couldn't help but mentally give a thumbs up. This system was truly badass. No wonder it was legendary. After redeeming the song, Su Yang continued bustling around the kitchen. He hadn't eaten much last night and was already starving. After some busy work, a fairly hearty breakfast was ready. Carefully simmered millet porridge, heart-shaped fried eggs, cherry tomatoes, mini cucumbers, egg pancakes, and he also whipped up 2 cold dishes on the side. This was only because the fridge was lacking ingredients otherwise. Su Yang could have made it even more lavish. Having been an orphan since childhood, Su Yang learned to cook for himself at the age of 6. After years of practice, his culinary skills were actually quite decent. Honey, breakfast is ready. Hey, Annie, you haven't finished what you were saying? Su Yang set the breakfast on the dining table and walked out, then couldn't help teasing Tang Qing again. Su Yang, do you believe I'll tear your mouth apart? Tang Qing, Being called Annie by Su Yang turned into an angry pufferfish again. You're over 30 now. What should I call you if not Annie? Miss doesn't quite fit, does it? A critical hit. The mention of over 30 was a critical hit. Qin Shuyao couldn't help but secretly chuckle when she saw Tang Qing trembling with anger at Su Yang. Having known each other for so many years, Qin Shuyao rarely saw Tang Qing in such a state. All right, Su Yang, stop teasing Sister Qing. Sister Qing, let's have breakfast first. We can talk while we eat. Qin Shuyao said with a smile. I'm not eating anymore. I'm full of anger. Anyway, that's what it is. You decide what to do. You'll be the death of me sooner or later. Tang Qing picked up her bag, stood up, glared fiercely at Su Yang, and then turned and left the big villa. Watching Tang Qing leave, Qin Shuyao let out a soft sigh. She was a smart person and naturally understood the impact this matter would have on her. But some things must be done. Qin Shuyao knew that if she didn't act now, what awaited her would be an endless abyss. Hey, are you okay? After Tang Qing left, Su Yang asked with concern. It's nothing, just a small matter. Qin Shuyao returned to her usual cold demeanor. Seeing the breakfast Su Yang had made, she didn't stand on ceremony and sat down to eat. Tastes good. I didn't expect you could cook. After taking a bite, Qin Shuyao was pleasantly surprised. Qin Shuyao couldn't cook. Due to her busy work schedule, she usually either skipped breakfast or ordered takeout, rarely sitting at home to enjoy a breakfast like this. Cooking? I've been cooking for myself since I was 6. No big deal, Su Yang casually said, lowering his head to eat. This left Qin Shuyao stunned for a moment. It was then that Qin Shuyao remembered Su Yang's background. Qin Shuyao had looked into Su Yang's past. When he was 4 years old, his parents died in a landslide. From that point on, Su Yang was raised by the kindness of neighbors. Later, he got into university, relying on student loans for tuition and working part-time jobs to cover living expenses. Distributing flyers, delivering takeout, waiting tables, and doing odd jobs at construction sites, Su Yang had pretty much done it all. Watching Su Yang eat quietly, Qin Shuyao suddenly felt that he wasn't so bad after all. In fact, he was more remarkable than most. If someone else had been in his shoes, who knows how things would have turned out. I'm done eating. I need to make a few phone calls. After taking a few bites, Qin Shuyao stood up and walked into her bedroom. Su Yang nodded without saying anything, quietly finishing his meal before clearing the table. Being a housekeeper was also part of her job. A monthly salary of 10,000 yuan wasn't easy to earn. Hello, Director Wu, it's Shuyao. What happened? Didn't we have an agreement before? Hello, President Zhang. I just got news from my agent. Hello. Although the door was closed, Su Yang in the living room could still hear faint sounds. Qin Shuyao was making one phone call after another in the bedroom, trying to salvage what she had lost. Although Qin Shuyao was very famous in the industry, in the eyes of capital, she was still just an artist, a tool for making money. If she hadn't gotten married, Qin Shuyao would have been their cash cow and also their prey. Now, because of this wedding, Qin Shuyao's popularity had plummeted. The negative reputation had greatly increased, and such bad publicity was unacceptable for some brands. Qin Shuyao called one after another, but the results remained unchanged. Su Yang listened to Qin Shuyao's voice from outside, feeling a bit sorry for her. For a big star to humbly make phone calls like this was not easy. Su Yang sighed, found a pen and a notebook in the villa, and while Qin Shuyao was on the phone, he wrote down the song he had exchanged from the system. What should my stage name be? Got it. Su Yang didn't want Qin Shuyao to know about his abilities for now. Keeping a low profile and silently making a fortune was more interesting. Otherwise, this enchantress would definitely try to cause trouble. He logged into the copyright database on his phone, created an account, and quickly registered the copyright for the song. After spending nearly an hour in the room, Qin Shuyao finally came out. Her expression seemed normal, but Su Yang could tell she was a bit down. Although Qin Shuyao said she didn't care, deep down she was still hurt. After all, this was her career, and she had worked hard in this industry for so many years for it. In this murky cesspool, Qin Shuyao had endured countless unimaginable hardships just to stay true to herself. If it hadn't been for Tang Qing's help, she would have long become a plaything in the hands of capital, like many other celebrities. And this marriage wasn't it also a way to escape those wolves with ulterior motives? From a newcomer to a diva, that journey was grueling. In this industry, to gain independence and a voice, popularity is the only weapon. But now this wedding has caused Qin Shiya's popularity to plummet, with countless fans unfollowing. That's a serious blow for an artist. Qin Shiya must change this situation, or her days ahead will be even tougher. Oh, by the way, a friend of mine wrote a song recently. I don't really understand this stuff. Could you take a look for me? Su Yang directly handed the song he had just written to Qin Shiya. She was taken aback, glanced at Su Yang, but eventually took the song. Taking the song, Qin Shiya casually began to skim through it. Soon, Qin Shiya's expression turned serious. His gaze shifted from casual to surprised, and finally to delighted. Watching Qin Shiya's changing expression, Su Yang felt a secret chuckle. Naturally, Su Yang knew how this song was. Not only was the song of good quality, but it also perfectly matched Qin Shiya's current situation. Qin Shiya watched earnestly, even humming along as she did. The melody, the lyrics, Qin Shiya felt that this song was tailor-made for her at this moment, her personal anthem. What's the name of this friend of yours? Qin Shiya looked up and quickly asked. Yang Shu. Su Yang said directly. He had already thought of the explanation, an inverted homophone of his own name, showing how clever he was. Yang Shu? Why not call it Gillen? Qin Shiya's out-of-the-blue remark left Su Yang completely baffled. What did Yang Shu have to do with Gillen? After a moment, he realized Qin Shiya was a diva who couldn't distinguish between homophones like poplar tree and Yang Shu. It's Yang Shu, not Yang Shu like the tree that sheds white fluff. Su Yang explained helplessly. Why is it floating white fuzz? Oh my god, beauty Qin, you've never seen a poplar tree? You know, the kind that grows in the fields. At home, Su Yang spent ages explaining until Qin Shuyao finally understood what a poplar tree was. Su Yang was speechless. Truly a big city kid, not even knowing what a poplar tree is. This song is pretty good. Is your friend willing to sell it? Qin Shuyao asked. No, he doesn't need the money. Writing songs is just a hobby. Su Yang casually took the song sheet from Qin Shuyao's hand and stuffed it into his pocket. Anything else? Seeing Qin Shuyao staring at him blankly, Su Yang chuckled inwardly, but pretended to be nonchalant as he asked. Could you please ask your friend again for me? I want to buy this song. Let him name the price. Qin Shuyao looked at Su Yang with pleading eyes. The quality of the song was so good it made her heart race. Sure, give me a kiss, and I'll ask for you. Screw you. Kiss me or don't. I'm so sleepy. I'm going to take a nap. You get back here. What now? Close your eyes. What now? Hurry up. The atmosphere in the room grew a bit ambiguous. In the end, Su Yang, that scoundrel, got his way, and Qin Shuyao gave him a peck on the cheek again. It wasn't a proper kiss, but it was good enough. Getting kissed twice by a beautiful woman in one morning, what a perk. This job was feeling pretty great. I'll just treat it like a kissing scene. Qin Shuyao comforted herself inwardly. Hey, Brother Shu, it's me, Xiao Su. With his little scheme successful, Su Yang picked up his phone and dialed a number right in front of Qin Shuyao. It was actually a fake number, but he had saved the contact as Yang Shu. Watching Su Yang head to the balcony to make the call, Qin Shuyao couldn't help feeling a bit nervous in the living room. She pricked up her ears, eavesdropping on his conversation. Hey, Brother Shu, that song you wrote before. I had my wife take a look, and she absolutely loved it. She wants to ask if you'd be willing to sell it to her. Seriously, she really likes it. Brother Shu, do me a favor, and besides, you're not planning to sing it yourself anyway. How about selling it to my wife? Great, thanks a lot, Brother Shu. I'll treat you to a meal next time. I'm thanking you on behalf of my wife. Standing at a distance, Su Yang kept saying my wife, making Qin Shuyao's face blush with shyness. All right, it's settled. My friend agreed, for my sake, to sell you this song. But the price isn't cheap. How about this much? Su Yang held up a finger. 100,000? Qin Shuyao asked back. What are you thinking? What era is this? Still 100,000. It's $1 million, and that's already discounted to the bone for my sake. Do you want it or not? Give me a straight answer. If not, I'll tell my friend there are a few others interested in this song. Su Yang said casually. I want it. Qin Shuyao didn't hesitate. 1 million, that song was worth the price. Seeing Qin Shuyao agree, Su Yang felt a burst of joy. 1 million just like that. Making money was way too fast. As expected, the fat cat's money was easy to earn. Should I buy myself out? No, it's not easy to latch onto such a big shot. Can't just leave now. Su Yang directly dismissed the idea of buying himself out. He had the system now, And with this relationship with Qin Shuyao, why not use this connection? If he really bought himself out, even if he had good stuff, he probably couldn't sell at a good price. A money tree. Looking at Qin Shuyao again, Su Yang's eyes were full of admiration. Things went smoothly. The copyright for this song Su Yang had already registered earlier. On the computer, Su Yang directly logged into the copyright library account under the name Yang. After a series of operations, the copyright transaction was officially completed. This was one of the conveniences of this changed world. Copyrights could be traded online directly. Hey, Sister Ching Ching, come to my place now. Ah, you'll know when you get here. Oh, and tell the studio I need to record a song and shoot an MV. After receiving this song, Qin Shuya's mood instantly became very cheerful, and the gloom of the morning was swept away. Shuya, who gave you this song? Tang Qin came to the villa again. After listening to Qin Shuya hum the song, she asked with a shocked expression. A friend of Su Yang's wrote it. Qin Shuya's words made Su Yang look very smug. His friend, Tang Qin, widened her eyes, her face full of disbelief. Auntie, what's with that expression? What, you think I can't know people who write songs? Let me tell you, I know plenty of people. Facing Tang Qin, Su Yang was like a victorious rooster, full of pride and fighting spirit. Shuya, cut it out. Who really gave you this song? It couldn't be Lin Jun, could it? Didn't he say he wouldn't write a single for you? Tang Qin couldn't help but gossip. Lin Jun was a talented figure in the industry. He had written many classic songs, and had also written many songs for Qin Shuya. Moreover, Lin Jun had a crush on Qin Shuyao. This was common knowledge in the industry. In fact, there were many pursuing Qin Shuyao. Songwriting geniuses like Lin Jun, popular young directors in the circle, famous actors, rich second-generation heirs, and so on. Over the years, they had also been linked with Qin Shuyao in various rumors. Everyone had always speculated about whom Qin Shuyao would ultimately marry. As everyone knew, Qin Shuyao ended up choosing no one. Instead, she picked a pretty-faced nobody from outside the circle. Facing these people, Su Yang only had two advantages: youth and fair skin. Sister Jingjing, why can't you trust me? Do you think Lin Jun could write a song like this? Qin Shuyao's rhetorical question left Tang Jing at a loss for words. Whether Lin Jun could write such a song or not, Tang Jing really couldn't say. Although Lin Jun was talented and had written many popular songs, most of them were only hits for a short time and rarely became classics. The quality of this song, however, was clearly much higher. Forget it, no matter who gave it. How are you planning to use this song? Tang Qin looked at Qin Shuya. This was what Tang Qin truly cared about. She had already listened to the song, and besides its high quality, the lyrics were also extraordinary. Especially given Qin Shuya's current situation, it was hard to say whether releasing this song would provoke a positive or negative reaction. What else can I do with it? Release a single? I haven't put one out in a while. I'm going to release this song, and not only that, I'll have Su Yang be the male lead in the MV. I want this music video to tell a story. A stubborn and defiant glimmer shone in Qin Shuya's eyes. Deep down, Qin Shuya was strong-willed, having grown up through constant resistance over the years. Otherwise, she would have long become someone's plaything. Everyone opposed her sham marriage, even her own parents and younger brother. It infuriated Qin Shuya. Even though it was fake, she still found it deeply upsetting. Now, Qin Shuya wanted to use this song to tell everyone, even if all of you are against it, I will still stick to my choice. My life, my decision. That's a great idea. Su Yang couldn't help nodding, and he was all for Qin Shuyao's decision. This was a great opportunity to ride on her popularity. It would be a waste not to leverage Qin Shuyao's fame. Tang Qin rolled her eyes again at Qin Shuyao's words, but finally resigned helplessly. Resigned. Things had already reached this point, and change was impossible. As Qin Shuyao's agent, Tang Qin could only try her best to restore Qin Shuyao's popularity. At Su Yang's shameless insistence, the three of them drove out and soon arrived at Qin Shuyao's own studio. When the studio staff saw the three arrive, their expressions were serious. They had already seen the online backlash, and in their view, this whole incident could have been completely avoided. If only Qin Shuyao's spouse weren't so incompetent, it wouldn't have led to such serious consequences. So the looks they gave Su Yang were very unfriendly. Oomph. Su Yang glanced around and snorted coldly. That look clearly told everyone, what can you do even if you don't like me? I'm Qin Shuyao's man, and you're just a bunch of employees. Su Yang's look was really asking for a beating, but the studio staff dared not speak out despite their anger. Their attitude towards Su Yang was utterly meaningless. They knew Qin Shuyao wouldn't divorce Su Yang because of them. If Qin Shuyao didn't even listen to her own parents, what were they to her? Director Who? For this new song's MV, I want to shoot it as a short story. My husband as the male lead, me as the female lead. After entering the studio, Qin Shuyao officially started working. The studio staff also got excited after seeing the song. Qin Shuyao's success or failure directly affected their livelihood. Everyone in the studio got busy. The studio didn't have many people, only about 7 or 8, including the driver. Su Yang, however, was like a curious child, looking here and there, completely useless and just making trouble. I think this arrangement would be better. No, this feels a bit off. It still needs changes. What if we try this kind? In the studio, several music producers started discussing. Although there were lyrics and a melody, they still needed to figure out how to arrange the song. The arrangement of a song is also its soul. Su Yang had somehow slipped over, watching the producers discuss with a curious childlike expression. What about this? Do you think it works? After a long while, when everyone was deep in thought, Su Yang couldn't help but interject a few words. Under everyone's curious gaze, Su Yang explained the arrangement of the song in detail. If anyone in the world knew this song best, it was naturally Su Yang. The system had infused Su Yang with everything about this song, not just the original, but also several adapted versions, including multiple arrangement methods. A life with cheats needs no explanation. When Su Yang finished explaining the entire arrangement in one breath, everyone was dumbfounded, staring at him as if they had seen a ghost. Even Qin Shuyao looked at Su Yang in astonishment, as if she had discovered a new continent. I was just kidding. You guys keep busy, keep busy. I'm a bit thirsty. I'll go downstairs to buy a drink. With that, Su Yang waved his hand and quickly fled the studio. The way those people were staring at him was too weird, like they were at a zoo looking at a giant panda. It was just too strange. Watching Su Yang flee, and then looking at the plan he had just proposed, the producers exchanged glances. So, should we give it a try? One producer suggested, and the others nodded. In the studio, everyone started working according to the arrangement Su Yang had provided. After a flurry of activity, the entire song arrangement was completed. That's the sound. After listening carefully once, music director Liao Fei nodded approvingly. This result silenced everyone, including Qin Shuyao and Tang Qing. Su Yang could compose music? How could that possibly be true? If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes today, no one would have believed it. Now, the fact was that Su Yang knew how to arrange music, and not just knew, but was excellent at it. For the arrangement of this song, Su Yang only proposed one plan, and it passed perfectly without even needing any revisions. Seeing everyone's surprised expressions, Qin Shuyao felt inexplicably happy. See, you all opposed him, but now you've witnessed how capable my husband is. Even if he's a fake husband, he's still the one Qin Shuyao picked. Surprises. Today, Su Yang had brought her too many surprises. First, he brought out this song, and now he's even come up with such an excellent arrangement. This song couldn't it have been written by him? A bold thought popped into Qin Shuyao's mind. How could that be? Then Qin Shuyao shook her head and dismissed the thought. Although she hadn't known Su Yang for long, she believed she knew quite a bit about him. After all, before signing the marriage agreement, Qin Shuyao had someone investigate Su Yang, an orphan with no relatives to speak of. A senior in college, majoring in computer science, music couldn't be further from his field. His grades weren't great, he kept a low profile, and he was just an ordinary presence. How could someone like that write a song? And where did he learn to arrange music? At that moment, Qin Shuyao's mind was full of question marks. The atmosphere in the studio grew strange, and everyone was at a loss for words. Even Tang Qing, who had the most objections to Su Yang, stopped making sarcastic remarks. Busy, everyone in the studio continued working, but the mood was much better than before. Everyone thought the arrangement would take a long time, but it was resolved in such a short period. With the arrangement taken care of, the rest became much simpler. Qin Shuyao started practicing the song. She quickly found the right feel for it, because the lyrics were so well written and so fitting, as if they were tailor-made for her current situation. Qin Shuyao believed that once this song was released, It would definitely help regain a lot of her popularity. In the tranquil morning, sunlight streamed through the gaps in the curtains onto Su Yang's big bed, gently waking the sleeping person. Su Yang sat up, looking a bit like an adorable little puppy just after waking. He lazily stretched, gazing at the luxurious bedroom, suddenly feeling that life was pretty good. Living in a big villa with no worries about food or clothing. In the room next door was a beautiful superstar, whom he could tease. Occasionally life couldn't get much better. Getting out of bed in his boxers, Su Yang picked up his phone and knocked directly on Qin Shuyao's bedroom door. What? Soon, Qin Shuyao's cold face appeared, her eyes full of resentment, still carrying the grumpiness of just waking up. Want to show some love on Weibo? 100 per post, buy 100 and get 10 free. Su Yang asked with a cheeky look. Su Yang, are you insane? Hearing Su Yang's words, Qin Shuya couldn't help but roar. That bastard had woken her up from her sleep just for this. And 100 yuan per piece? How did she end up with such a bizarre guy? Look at you, not appreciating a good suggestion. All newlyweds show off their love. And you? You're a superstar, facing worldwide opposition, yet you married a pretty boy like me. What are you after? You must be after my good looks. At this point, if you don't show a little affection, won't people get suspicious? I'm telling you, paparazzi nowadays have noses sharper than dogs. If they sniff something out, you can't blame me. After saying that, Su Yang turned to leave. Wait. Qin Shuya was completely bewildered by Su Yang's nonsense. She looked at him, then thought about what he had just said. It kind of made sense. How do I show affection? Qin Shuya finally asked, looking at Su Yang. She was well versed in singing, but when it came to showing affection and sweet talk, this woman who had never even been in a relationship really had no clue. Pay up first. How much are we throwing? Su Yang took out his phone and opened the payment QR code with an attitude of pay first, check later. You dog. Money, money, money. You'll die because of it sooner or later. Seeing Su Yang's action, Qin Shuya couldn't help muttering a curse. She turned, picked up her phone, and directly transferred 10,000 yuan to Su Yang. I'd love to die in some places, but someone won't give me the chance. Thanks, boss. I'll make sure this is done beautifully. After receiving the money, Su Yang was all smiles, looking like a total money grubber. First, we need to take a just woke up photo. In your room or mine? Su Yang craned his neck to look into Qin Shuya's bedroom, clearly full of curiosity. You? Qin Shuya simply said that one word, then came out and locked her bedroom door. Seeing her like this, Su Yang's little scheme was foiled. Su Yang was just curious about what Qin Shuya's boudoir really looked like. Obviously, Qin Shuya didn't fall for it. The two went to Su Yang's room and started working. Sit behind me, wrap your arms around my waist from behind. Hurry up, don't waste time. Put your head on my shoulder, and we'll press our heads together. On the bed, Su Yang was directing Qin Shuya. Qin Shuya reluctantly came to Su Yang's bed. Following his instructions, she sat down behind him, wrapped her arms around his waist, and slowly rested her head on his shoulder. This was the most intimate embrace between lovers. Su Yang was bare-chested, and Qin Shuya was only wearing a pajama. The two were pressed so closely together that they could clearly feel each other's temperature. Holy crap! When Qin Shuya leaned in, Su Yang's muscles suddenly tensed. Su Yang clearly felt 2 points massaging his back, and he knew exactly what they were. Hurry up! At that moment, Qin Shuya also sensed something inappropriate, and her face instantly flushed red. Almost done, almost done. Su Yang chuckled, deliberately rubbing his cheek against Qin Shuya's. As her face flushed red, he quickly took a selfie with his phone. After the photo was taken, Qin Shuya hastily let go of Su Yang, covering her bright red cheeks with both hands, unsure if she was embarrassed or angry. Take a look. Not bad, right? Gotta say, you actually photograph well without makeup. Unlike some celebrities whose photos are unwatchable without Photoshop. Su Yang commented while showing Qin Shuya the selfie. Qin Shuya shot Su Yang a glare and lowered her head to look at the photo. In the picture, Su Yang, with sleepy eyes, was sitting bare-shouldered on the bed. Qin Shuya was hugging him from behind, her head resting on his shoulder, their faces pressed together, both wearing blissful smiles. The scene was as sweet as it could get. With a bit of a filter, the photo instantly took on an artistic quality. The most important thing is that the guy is handsome and the girl is beautiful. Qin Shuya's looks go without saying, And Su Yang is actually quite handsome too, fair-skinned and delicate, like a little puppy. I'm going to post this on Weibo. Su Yang opened his Weibo. His follower count had already surpassed 2 million. Although 99% of them were haters, Su Yang didn't mind that all haters were still harvestable. After all, not only did he not mind, but he also had a lot of fun with it. And his Weibo name made countless of Qin Shuyao's fans grind their teeth in anger, cursing Su Yang for being shameless and brazen. Qin Shuyao's little pet, that was Su Yang's Weibo name. His profile picture was a sweet wedding photo of the two of them together. It was a perfect example of taking shamelessness to the extreme. Openly being a kept man, unashamed, and even proud of it, this was absolutely the first of its kind in the entertainment industry. Added to the doggerel from the wedding, now Su Yang's Weibo comment section was nothing but abuse. I haven't come up with the sweetest words yet, but you can hug the sweet me first. Su Yang posted the photo and added a love line to it. Shameless. Get lost, pretty boy. Stay away from my Shuyao. I've never seen anyone so shameless. What a piece of work. Scram. It's early morning. I don't want to curse. Damn pretty boy. Hey, that line is actually pretty good. Upstairs, get lost. Su Yang scrolled through the comments section, amused by the clowns clamoring around. The system's popularity notification, just like the sound of an Alipay payment arriving, made Su Yang completely fall in love with these silly fanatics. Qin Shuyao also followed Su Yang's Weibo. After seeing the love line he posted, she glanced at him and left his bedroom. His writing isn't bad. Though she didn't say it out loud, Qin Shuyao silently remarked to herself. Early in the morning, Su Yang's Weibo was bustling with activity. Today, his feed was a full-on scene of public displays of affection. I want to bite you to see what you're made of because you're so adorable. While having breakfast, he took a photo of Qin Shuyao eating and casually dropped some relationship goals. Maybe infatuation, ISNT, love, only a settled heart is. It's not that I met you in the best of times, but that every moment after meeting you has been the best. When they went out together, Su Yang took another side profile shot of Qin Shuyao driving, continuing to flaunt their romance. I'm an utterly mundane person. Mountains are just mountains, seas are just seas, flowers are just flowers. But the moment I saw you, clouds began to churn, rivers surged, and the tiny antennae of insects tickled the whole world. You didn't have to say a word. I and all of heaven and earth rushed toward you. While Qin Shuyao was recording a song, Su Yang posted another photo and a line of sweet talk. Su Yang's Weibo turned into a massive love show scene, torturing those haters to the point of agony. Faced with such a shameless and thick-skinned person, those haters suddenly found themselves feeling utterly powerless. Su Yang completely ignored these haters. You could curse all you wanted, but he wouldn't delete comments or control the reviews. He simply wouldn't engage. He kept posting photos, kept whispering sweet nothings, and kept flaunting their love. There was nothing anyone could do about it, except make a few complaints in the comment section. This wasn't even the most frustrating part. What really got under the haters' skin was that Su Yang's sweet words actually made some of them switch from hating to liking him. The reason was simple. They thought Su Yang's sweet talk was brilliant, his literary talent impressive. They'd never heard such charming love lines before they found them cool and romantic. Some people even plagiarized these lines and posted them on their own social media feeds to pretend to be deep. Su Yang's Weibo was basically a treasure trove of show-off material for anyone wanting to look profound online. After spending all that time cursing, not only did it have no effect, but they ended up becoming a joke themselves. Couldn't that wear a person out? Qin Shuyao saw all of Su Yang's antics. She also read every sweet word he posted. Not only that, every time Su Yang shared a love message, Qin Shuyao would respond with a heart emoji interaction. The kind of interaction sent many fans into another wave of frustration. Qin Shuyao could no longer be bothered by the insults from haters and the opposition from fans. Since things had already come to this, she had a mindset of letting it all go. At the studio, Qin Shuyao walked into the recording booth. The others also took their positions, and the recording of the single officially began. Inside the recording booth, Qin Shuyao put on her headphones. Although she hadn't practiced this song many times, she had already mastered it. As the accompaniment began, Qin Shuyao followed the rhythm and started singing slowly. Su Yang stood nearby, watching curiously. It was his first time seeing such a scene, so he was naturally very intrigued. Liao Fei and the others wore headphones, their expressions serious. Shu Yao, I think the emotion should be deeper. This song needs a touch of sorrow. This part isn't handled well. This take is good, but not perfect yet. Here, it's not just about resistance, but also about love. The recording of the song wasn't going smoothly. Qin Shuyao couldn't fully immerse herself in the emotions of the piece. Book Yao, take a break. Take care of your voice. After a few takes, the recording paused for a moment. Qin Shuyao wasn't in a hurry. It was always like this when recording a song, never perfect on the first try. Recording a single track, if it could be finished in a week, would already be considered quite fast. Could I go in and have a play? After Qin Shuyao came out of the recording booth, Su Yang stepped up and asked tentatively, his eyes glancing at the booth, clearly curious. Can you sing? Qin Shuyao's face showed a look of doubt. I dabble a bit. I just want to give it a try, never used this thing before. You guys can fix the audio in post, right? If I sound bad, you could just fix it for me. Having said that, Su Yang cheekily walked into the recording booth, touching things here and there curiously. Seeing him like this, everyone wore expressions of helplessness. Director Liao, just play the instrumental for my wife's new song. I can kind of sing this one too. Su Yang greeted Liao Fei and then put on the headphones. Liao Fei looked reluctant, but considering that Su Yang had helped with the arrangement, he still fulfilled Su Yang's small wish. Several people started bustling about, and the accompaniment began playing in Su Yang's headphones. Su Yang listened to the accompaniment, shaking his head and swaying his body, which made Tang Qing roll her eyes in exasperation from outside. Qin Shuyao watched Su Yang, then couldn't help picking up a headphone and putting it on. Finally made this decision. I don't care what others say, as long as you are just as certain. I am willing to go with you to the ends of the earth. I know it's not easy. My heart keeps rehearsing, convincing myself, most afraid that you suddenly say you want to give up. When Su Yang started singing, everyone's eyes widened as if struck by lightning. Even Qin Shuyao was the same. Watching Su Yang singing in the recording studio through her headphones in surprise, her face full of shock. Su Yang's voice was good. With a clear tone carrying a hint of charisma, it was quite pleasant to listen to. But that wasn't the reason for everyone's surprise. Su Yang's singing technique was what truly astonished them. Emotion, rhythm, and vocal technique, these were what left everyone dumbfounded. Perfect. Su Yang's singing was flawless, so perfect that not a single flaw could be found. Even Qin Shuyao's previous recordings couldn't compare to Su Yang's performance now. At this moment, Su Yang's performance was a textbook example. As Qin Shuyao listened, she suddenly understood many parts, so this is how it should be sung. Right now, Su Yang was like a teacher demonstrating for Qin Shuyao. Only after Su Yang finished singing did everyone snap back to reality. Liao Fei gave Su Yang a complicated look and directly saved his recording. So, did I go off key? Su Yang took off his headphones and stepped out, looking at everyone with a cheeky grin as he asked. But inwardly, he was smug. There was no way he would go off key. If anyone did, it wouldn't be him. Liao Fei and the others looked at Su Yang, each giving him a resentful glare. Damn it, don't you know exactly how well you sang? You just had to come out and act cocky again. Qin Shuyao looked at Su Yang and finally took a deep breath. Brother Fei, I have a new idea. You save the version Su Yang just recorded, right? What if we make 2 versions of this single? First, release my version, and once the hype starts to settle, we can release Su Yang's cover. Qin Shuyao's proposal made everyone's eyes light up. It was indeed a brilliant idea. The quality of this song was excellent, and Qin Shuyao had a massive fan base. Plus, Su Yang, Qin Shuyao's kept man, was now a hot topic. With the song's lyrics and the situation, once released, it would generate endless buzz and heated discussions. Using their romance as a marketing strategy was also a way to recover her popularity. With Qin Shuyao as the lead singer and Su Yang doing the cover, this couple combo would definitely grab everyone's attention. Perhaps by then, many fans might see their love as true love, standing up to all the pressure to be together, making their love seem heroic. Steering the narrative that way would be good for Qin Shuyao. Moreover, Su Yang sang exceptionally well today. Once his cover version is released, it might even reduce some of the criticism against him and help Qin Shuyao win back some fans and popularity. In fact, many people felt that this song would be more suitable for Su Yang to release first. But everyone just thought about it. Who would be willing to let Su Yang debut such a great track? After all, Qin Shuyao is their boss. The studio team was full of drive, discussing how to execute this plan. Tang Qin glanced at Qin Shuyao, then at Su Yang, who looked smug like a petty man, her expression somewhat conflicted. After a long day at the studio, Qin Shuyao and Su Yang finally returned to the villa. After taking a photo of her pretending to be asleep, they each went to their own rooms. In her room, Qin Shuyao lay in bed. Despite being exhausted from the day, she wasn't very sleepy. At that moment, only two words occupied Qin Shuyao's mind: Su Yang. Qin Shuyao also found it strange. Why was she thinking about Su Yang right now? But the surprises Su Yang had brought her these past 2 days made her think of him subconsciously. Qin Shuyao was now full of curiosity about Su Yang. A friend who is amazing at writing songs, can compose music, can sing. What other secrets does this man still hold? May you see deer in the deep forest, whales in the blue sea, and me when you wake from dreams. In the middle of the night, Su Yang, tired from playing games and about to sleep, continued to stir up trouble on his Weibo. He posted a picture of Qin Shuyao sleeping soundly, accompanied by an original love quote. "Whoa, I'm done cursing. I'll just go, okay? Damn, I've never seen such a shameless person. Shameless bastard. My goddess, why are you lying in this bastard's bed? My heart is shattered. You're ruining my night. It's really a case of good cabbage being rooted up by pigs." Wow, learn another one. That bastard has some literary talent after all. This love talk is too spicy. This dog, definitely a player. Look at how smooth his sweet talk is. Putting down his phone, Su Yang glanced at the popularity points in the system. He almost laughed out loud, teasing these haters, and milking them for points was just too much fun. Might as well try a draw. Before going to bed, he logged into the system and checked his popularity. In just one day, he'd earned a few thousand more points. He had no idea how the system calculated it, but the number had increased that much. Looking over the items in the shop, Su Yang's eyes practically watered with greed. So many good things, but with his measly popularity, he couldn't afford any of them. Letting out a sigh, his gaze fell on the lucky draw machine. There was a slot machine-like device in the system. 100 popularity points per draw. Su Yang input 100 and gave it his first try. Thanks for playing. The result came back instantly, leaving Su Yang utterly bitter. Damn, this system was definitely as stingy as a penguin, not even a consolation prize. Not ready to give up, he input another 100 points. Still just thanks for playing. I refuse to believe it. Let's go for a 10 pull. Su Yang gritted his teeth and directly input 1,000 popularity points. Thanks for your patronage. Congratulations. You have obtained the Black Dragon combat technique. Thanks for playing. The result of this 10 pull made Su Yang's face light up with joy. A flood of knowledge rushed into his mind: the Black Dragon combat technique, a powerful military fighting style. This is great. I can use this in a fight. Damn it. If anyone tries to act tough with me from now on, I'll show them a move they won't forget. Su Yang nodded in satisfaction, looked at the draw machine, and input another 2,000 popularity points. The result was 20 thanks for your patronage in a row. It nearly drove Su Yang to depression. 50 pull, here we go. Gambling can become addictive. The Black Dragon combat technique had given Su Yang a taste of its sweetness. Thanks for your patronage. One after another, thanks for your patronage, kept appearing, and Su Yang's expression grew more and more lively. Congratulations. You have obtained the devil makeup technique. And the final beep made Su Yang's face bloom like a peach. That flashy piece of work was definitely born from a dog, changing moods on a dime. Damn, you're incredible, bro. After receiving the knowledge of demonic makeup techniques, Su Yang's eyes widened. So makeup techniques were this powerful, capable of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. In the eyes of a top-notch makeup artist, there was no distinction between beauty and ugliness, or even male and female. As long as they were willing, they could make anyone in the world look handsome or beautiful. Keep going. Su Yang wanted to continue with a 50 draw streak, but the lottery system gave a beep. There is a limit of no more than 100 draws per day, a rule that made Su Yang mutter to himself. He drew more than 10 times, but this time luck wasn't with him. He got nothing at all, but tonight's gains had already made Su Yang quite satisfied. One shouldn't be too greedy, one must know when to stop. Besides, if he couldn't draw today, he could always try tomorrow. I'm going to the studio. Do you want to come? Another morning, in the dining room, Qin Shuya finished her breakfast and looked at Su Yang as she asked, I'm not going. I have my thesis defense next month, so I need to prepare. Besides, I wouldn't be much help at the studio anyway. I'll go when it's time to shoot the MV. Su Yang smiled and said. Qin Shuyao nodded. It was only then that she remembered Su Yang hadn't officially graduated yet. Qin Shuyao left, leaving Su Yang alone in the huge villa. Today is a good day. Wearing headphones and listening to music, Su Yang was as happy as a prisoner out on parole. During this time, he had been with Qin Shuyao every day. Although the beautiful woman was a sight for sore eyes, Su Yang felt very constrained. Dong dong, dong dong dong. Just as Su Yang was enjoying himself, a violent knock on the door sounded. Who is it? Su Yang walked to the door with an impatient expression, looked through the peephole, and pulled the door open directly. Yo, little brother-in-law, a rare guest. What brings you here today? No classes today. The visitor was none other than Su Yang's so-called cheap brother-in-law, Qin Shimo, Qin Shuyao's biological younger brother. He was 20 years old, a sophomore in college. In Qin Shuyao's words, this guy was a hopeless piece of mud that couldn't be walled up, even worse than Su Yang. Who's your brother-in-law? Get lost. Qin Shimo tried to push Su Yang away roughly, but Su Yang grabbed his arm. This is my home, Su Yang said smugly. Damn it. Infuriated by Su Yang's words, Qin Shimo threw a punch with his other hand. Bang! A dull thud sounded, but it wasn't Su Yang who fell. Su Yang's fist slammed into Qin Shimo's stomach. The intense pain made cold sweat break out on Qin Shimo's forehead. Su Yang was not the same person as yesterday. His Black Dragon combat skills hadn't been learned for nothing. Add to that Su Yang's strong physique, how could Qin Shimo's frail frame withstand it? How dare you hit me? You motherless bastard. I'll kill you. Qin Shimo was completely enraged, swearing without a second thought. Those words immediately made Su Yang's face turn cold. He yanked Qin Shimo into the villa and slammed the door shut with a bang. What do you think you're doing? I'm warning you, if you dare hit me, I'll tell my sister. I'll make her divorce you. Seeing Su Yang's movement, Qin Shimo suddenly became afraid. Divorce? It didn't work when the three of you opposed our marriage. You think it'll work now? Today, I'll teach you a lesson on your sister's behalf, show you what it means to respect people. With that, Su Yang lunged at him. Su Yang, screw you. I'll tell my sister. I'll tell my mom. I'll call the cops. I'll have you thrown in jail. Wah, stop hitting me, stop. I was wrong, okay? Su Yang, I was wrong, please stop. Wah, brother-in-law, I was wrong. Isn't it enough that I'm calling you brother-in-law now? The prideful Qin Shimo had, for the first time, encountered what a true thug was. Even without learning Black Dragon combat techniques, Su Yang would still have the upper hand in a fight. Having been orphaned at a young age, he had fought others his whole life to avoid being bullied. His fighting experience was vast. Now that he had learned the Black Dragon fighting technique, there was even more to say about his skills. Beyond technique, the difference in physique was even more enormous. Su Yang was 1.88 meters tall, weighed 160 pounds, and was all muscle. Look at Qin Shimo, barely over 1.7 meters, fair-skinned and frail. How could he be a match for Su Yang? Inside the villa, Qin Shimo was badly beaten by Su Yang. The key point was that Su Yang's punches were very skillful. Every move ensured Qin Shimo was in excruciating pain but left no marks. It took almost half an hour for Su Yang to finally stop. At that moment, Qin Shimo sat pitifully on the floor, looking at Su Yang with fear. He was scared, truly scared. That bastard Su Yang was too ruthless, beating him as if trying to kill him. Come on, curse me again. Don't worry, I've got plenty of time to play with you today. Your sister is at work and won't be back until 8 at the earliest. But you don't have to worry, I guarantee there won't be any marks on you. I'm confident about that. Su Yang squinted at Qin Shimo, and those words made Qin Shimo quickly shake his head. No longer daring to curse, he wouldn't curse even if it killed him. Coward! Looking at Qin Shimo like this, Su Yang snorted and cursed. Some people are just inherently contemptible faced with such people. Su Yang's consistent style was to beat them harshly until they obeyed. Speak up. Why are you looking for your sister so early in the morning? Inside the villa, Su Yang sat on the sofa, crossing his legs and staring at Qin Shimo. Qin Shumo stood not far opposite Su Yang, his head lowered, looking at Su Yang with a fearful expression. I came to ask my sister for money, Qin Shumo said quietly. At that moment, inside this large villa, Qin Shumo truly felt that no one would answer his calls for help, whether to heaven or earth. Even his phone had been taken by Su Yang, so he couldn't even make a secret call. At that moment, Qin Shumo knew he had no choice but to admit defeat. A wise man does not fight when the odds are against him. He would get his revenge on this bastard once he left the villa. What do you need money for? To change my car. Why not ask your parents for it? It was my parents who told me to come. Your parents don't have money? They do. Then why did they send you to ask your sister for money? My parents said my sister has money, and if I don't take it, it'll end up with someone else. Holy crap. Hearing Qin Shumo's words, Su Yang cursed and stood up, anger flashing in his eyes. The movement scared Qin Shumo into backing away a few steps. Come here. Su Yang's voice turned icy. Qin Shumo shuffled forward inch by inch until he stood before Su Yang. So you mean, you want a new car but didn't have money? You went to your parents, who had money but refused, and told you to ask your sister instead. Am I right? Su Yang's gaze grew colder. Qin Shumo nodded fearfully. After getting his answer, Su Yang's expression turned even more frigid. If I'm not mistaken, you and your parents have been finding excuses to ask your sister for money every year, haven't you? Su nuntai yang presidon. Qin Shumo lowered his head and murmured in acknowledgement, essentially admitting to the fact. What car are you driving now? What car do you want to switch to? Su Yang suddenly asked with a smile. I'm driving a Porsche 911 now, and I want to get a Lamborghini. Hearing Qin Shumo's words, Su Yang suddenly grinned. The next moment, he kicked out without hesitation, sending Qin Shumo tumbling to the ground. You good-for-nothing brat. Do you have any idea how your sister earned that money? Do you know how hard she worked for it? Do you know how much she suffered for it? Why do you all act like this? Our daughter's not your own flesh and blood. You animal, if it weren't for you, why are you so biased? Aren't daughters your own children too? Su Yang beat Qin Shumo like a man possessed, ignoring his pitiful cries for mercy. At that moment, Su Yang's memories drifted back to his childhood. It was his home, a poor mountain village, ancient, isolated, superstitious, and deeply favoring sons over daughters. She was a gentle older sister figure, and Su Yang still remembered her sweet smile. Little brother, you must be starving. Eat this bun, quickly, I'm not hungry. Su Yang clearly remembered the tender look on her face when she gave him the bun. At that moment, Su Yang felt she was an angel sent to this world. Unfortunately, this angel was born into a demonic family. She had a younger brother 5 years her junior, and parents who were extremely patriarchal. From childhood, whenever there was something good to eat, her brother got it while she could only watch. To fund her brother's education, her parents forced her to drop out of school early and go out to earn money. She sent most of her earnings home, not even daring to eat meat, leaving her gaunt from malnutrition. Meanwhile, her brother was a wastrel, gambling, whoring, and loafing around from a young age, never doing anything worthwhile. The most despicable thing was that, to pay for her good-for-nothing brother's wedding, those beastly parents actually forced their own daughter to sell her body. In the end, unable to endure the torment of reality, she hanged herself from her favorite willow tree. Even so, her beastly parents wouldn't let her go, not even in death. To build a new house for their wastrel son, they dug up her body, still fresh, and sold it to a wealthy family for a ghost marriage. This incident left a shadow over Su Yang's entire life. Back then, though Su Yang was young, he remembered. On the day the girl left, he cried his eyes out in the weeds in the distance. Boo-hoo-hoo, brother-in-law, don't hit me, don't hit me. I won't ask for money from my sister anymore. Don't hit me, boo-hoo-hoo, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Qin Shumo was crying from the beating, truly crying. He curled up on the ground like a shrimp, sobbing uncontrollably. The cries slowly brought Su Yang back to his senses. Looking at the pitiful Qin Shumo on the floor, he stopped. You bastard. Do you even know what marital property means? Now that your sister and I are married, her money is my money. Got it? I haven't even gotten to drive a Porsche yet, and you want to use my money to get a Lamborghini? You damn bastard. Su Yang cursed under his breath. A Lamborghini? I've been bearing the label of a kept man and haven't even spent my wife's money. But you little shit, want to use my wife's money to get a Lamborghini. Damn it. That's a Lamborghini costs at least 7 or 8 million. Thinking back, I wouldn't even replace my old electric scooter with a newer one. Now, this little brat is looking down on a Porsche 911. Seriously, comparing people just makes you furious. Meanwhile, Chin Shumo was cursing his heart out. This damn guy is no brother-in-law, he's a madman straight out of the asylum. I'm his brother-in-law, not his mortal enemy. I'll never believe Mom again. Who said a kept man has a good temper? This is a good temper? Hell, even a dog has a better temper than him. Su-Yang sat back down on the sofa, looking at Chin Shumo lying pitifully on the ground, and suddenly burst out laughing. Still want to change the car? Su-Yang asked with a smile. Chin Shuyao quickly shook her head, faster than a rattle. No more thinking, never again. Sure, Daigneau was great, but living was even better. Now Chin Shumo just wanted to live well. No, you do think so? Su-Yang said again. This answer made Chin Shumo feel like crying. Brother-in-law, can't we just stop playing? I've already admitted defeat, haven't I? I've already surrendered. No, no swapping, no more swapping. Brother-in-law, never again, really never again, no more. Chin Shumo's voice trembled with tears. At that moment, all he wanted was to leave the villa early, leave this hell. He would never come back to this place again. Hell, who said he was just a kept man? This guy was more like the Grim Reaper, dragging souls to hell. Look at you, so spineless. I said you think so. So you think so. So you don't think so again, and see what happens. Su Yang's dog face darkened again. Brother-in-law, should I think so, or shouldn't I? Chin Shumo turned his head to look at Su Yang. That pitiful little gaze instantly made Su Yang laugh. That expression was just too adorable. You should think about it. What's the big deal about changing cars? As long as it's with money you earned yourself. Even if you swap it for a Lamborghini or a helicopter, no one can say a thing. Don't you think so? Su Yang's rhetorical question made Chin Shumo nod. Whatever you say, brother-in-law, you're always right. So, do you have any money? No. Then do you want to earn some money yourself? Yes. Your brother-in-law here has a great opportunity to make money right now. Do you want it? No. What? Yes, yes. Good, that's my good boy. Don't worry. Leave it to your brother-in-law. I promise you'll make a fortune. A sinister smile crept onto Su Yang's lips, and the sight made Chin Shumo shiver all over, a bad feeling rising in his heart. What kind of trick was this devilish brother-in-law about to pull now? Come on, I'll take you out to buy some things. After saying that, he directly pulled Chin Shumo out of the villa. Sit tight. I'm telling you, don't even think about running. If you dare run, I'll kill you, believe me, try it. Taking the keys to the Porsche 911 from Chin Shumo's hand, Su Yang threatened viciously. These words made Chin Shumo give up the idea of running away. Today, he had been thoroughly intimidated by Su Yang. Chin Shumo was like a little white rabbit that had fallen into the hands of a big gray wolf. For his own personal safety, he could only let Su Yang, this big gray wolf, push him around. Fuck, this is so awesome. Way better than the crappy Jetta at driving school. Driving Chin Shumo's 911, Su Yang floored the accelerator. The engine roared, and the car shot forward like a cheetah. Su Yang's whole body was pressed back into the seat by the acceleration. This was the legendary pushback feeling. Su Yang had a driver's license, which he got to add extra credit. After getting his license, he even worked part-time as a small truck driver delivering goods. But the driving experience of that small blue-plated truck was completely incomparable to this 911. Porsche 911, that's a supercar too. Moreover, Chin Shumo's car is the top trim, and its performance is no slouch. If a 911 feels this great, how awesome would the Lamborghini be? Thinking about the Lamborghini that Chin Shumo wanted to trade up for, Su Yang felt like hitting him again. What a wasteful brat, he already had such a great car and still wanted to switch. Truly, if you don't manage a household, you don't know how expensive daily necessities are. Speeding along, Su Yang, who had once worked as a delivery rider, knew the roads very well. After zigzagging for over half an hour, Su Yang finally parked the car at a spot and pulled Chin Shumo out of the car. By now, the two of them were already disguised hats, masks, and sunglasses, the three essentials for celebrities. Su Yang was now quite famous, with a big reputation as the #1 pretty boy in the entertainment circle. Brother-in-law, where are we going? Seeing Su Yang lead him into a small alley, Chin Shumo looked terrified. What exactly did Su Yang want to do? He wasn't planning to kill him and get rid of the evidence, was he? You'll know when we get there. Be good and do as I say. Su Yang's eyes carried a threat as he led Qin Shumo into a mysterious women's clothing store tucked away in a small alley. The shop didn't even have a signboard, hidden deep in the alley. The storefront looked small, but the inside was a different world. The interior was spacious, and the merchandise left Qin Shumo stunned. There were all kinds of women's clothes, wigs, shoes, cosmetics, and more. Besides these, there were also some bizarre items, like strange silicone products, many of which Qin Shumo had no idea what they were used for. What Qin Shumo found most unbearable was that there were actually many men in the store picking out these women's clothes. Some of them were even trying them on openly. Can you imagine a burly old man with a full beard trying on a JK skirt? Now Qin Shumo didn't have to imagine, he saw it with his own eyes. If it weren't for Su Yang's threatening glare, Qin Shumo would have fled this bizarre shop long ago. Seeing the scared look in Qin Shumo's eyes, Su Yang felt a great sense of satisfaction. You little brat, so you do no fear. Su Yang ignored Qin Shumo and began quickly selecting items in the store. He bought a lot of various makeup tools, dazzling cosmetics, wigs, women's clothing, shoes, and even miraculous silicone products. Su Yang wasn't short on money. Now the million that Qin Shuyao paid for the song was still sitting untouched in his account. After buying 2 large bags of items in the store, Su Yang left with a bewildered Qin Shumo. Brother-in-law, what exactly do you want me to do? I was wrong. I was truly wrong. Okay? Let me go. I promise I won't ask my sister for money anymore, okay? In the car, Qin Shumo looked at Su Yang and pleaded bitterly. He looked quite amusing in that state. Originally, Qin Shumo was a fresh-faced boy, fair-skinned and handsome. Now, with that expression, he really looked like a little girl about to be bullied by a big villain. Little brother-in-law, look at what you're saying, making it sound like I'm bullying you. You're my brother-in-law, I wouldn't screw you over, right? Otherwise, your sister would never let me hear the end of it. Come on, you'll know in a bit. I promise you'll make a ton of money. I tell you, if you weren't my brother-in-law, this good fortune wouldn't fall into your lap. Looking at Qin Shumo, Su Yang felt a sudden itch to try his skills. Ignoring Qin Shumo's pleas, he directly led him to the apartment he used to rent. The lease wasn't up yet, and Su Yang had been busy lately, so the place was still sitting idle. Looking at Su Yang's messy den, Qin Shumo's face was full of disgust, but he didn't dare say anything, just obediently followed Su Yang. Today, he had been thoroughly intimidated by Su Yang's beatings. Come on, sit down. In the room, Su Yang pulled out a stool for Qin Shumo to sit on. Then he opened his makeup kit and got busy devilish makeup techniques. Today, Su Yang wanted to test just how effective those demonic makeup skills really were. Brother-in-law, what's this? Seeing Su Yang about to apply makeup on him, Qin Shumo couldn't help but ask again. Sit still. Don't ask so many questions. You'll know soon. Just a moment. As he spoke, Su Yang seemed to remember something. He put down the makeup tools in his hand, took out his phone, opened the video recording function, and placed it on a distant table. After checking the screen, he nodded in satisfaction. Then Su Yang began to apply makeup to Qin Shumo. Facing this, Qin Shumo was angry but dared not speak out, let alone resist. He could only act as a tool, letting Su Yang do as he pleased. After some busy work, Su Yang picked up a wig and put on Qin Shumo. After adjusting the hairstyle a bit, the effect was immediate. Looking at his makeup results, Su Yang was as happy as a child. Not bad, not bad. My skills are passable. In front of Su Yang appeared a beauty full of classical charm. She had a round oval face, dark black eyes, rosy cheeks, sparkling complexion, snow-white skin, and shallow dimples on her oval face, showing a hint of shyness, extremely delicate and beautiful. And her pitiable eyes added a touch of tenderness, making people unable to resist wanting to cherish her. Come, take a look at how it turned out. Su Yang suppressed a smile and brought over a mirror, placing it in front of Qin Shumo. After seeing himself in the mirror, Qin Shumo was taken aback, then lifted his head and looked at Su Yang with eyes full of pleading. Brother-in-law, please let me go. Damn it, I don't want to be a cross-dresser. I'm a man, and a handsome one at that. If my friends found out I was a cross-dresser, how could I ever live it down? But it actually looks pretty good. Qin Shumo unconsciously made the assessment, then quickly shook the thought out of his head. This thought was too dangerous, must not keep it. He was a man, not a cross-dresser. Look at you, saying that is so ungrateful. Would your brother-in-law ever set you up? Look at those female streamers nowadays. They make money so fast. With your current looks, if you start a live stream, even if you just sit there without moving, believe me, people will still send you tips. Then you can pretend to accidentally show a bit of leg or have a wardrobe malfunction, and the gifts will come pouring in. Tell me, isn't that sweet? Su Yang stared at Qin Shimo, and that look made Qin Shimo's skin crawl. Brother-in-law, I don't want to make money anymore. I'm not short on cash. I'm still a college student. I want to study well. Qin Shimo's voice carried a sob. He really didn't want to earn this money. As soon as he said this, Su Yang's dog-like face instantly fell. Are you asking for it? Do you believe I'll make you cry while singing Chrysanthemum Terrace in this room? Come on, take off your clothes. Su Yang's vicious words completely shattered Qin Shimo's will to resist. Forget it, cross-dressing it is. Better than being beaten to death by this bastard. In the room, Qin Shimo became Su Yang's big toy. He stripped off his clothes and put on a custom-made silicone vest. Looking at the bouncy fake props on his chest, Qin Shimo wished he were dead. Especially when Su Yang's mischievous hand flicked them a couple of times. The gesture made Qin Shimo feel utterly humiliated. Damn it, who the hell invented this thing? It's such a trap. Wearing this, even if he went out topless, no one would probably recognize Qin Shimo as a man. Especially after Su Yang's clever makeup, the disguise was flawless. Qin Shimo lay limp like a dead dog, letting Su Yang do as he pleased, his eyes filled with utter despair. After a bit of fussing, a stunningly beautiful woman appeared. Looking at Qin Shimo now, Su Yang suddenly recalled the passage in Dream of the Red Chamber describing Dayu. Her dusky arched eyebrows were knitted, yet not frowning, and her lovely eyes sparkled with laughter, yet not smiling. Her face showed the sorrow of dimples, and her delicate frame was draped in a silken gown. A tearful glint in her eyes, a faint sigh on her lips. In repose, she was like a lovely flower mirrored in the water in motion, like a fragile willow swaying in the wind. Her heart was more subtle than bygones, and her frailty surpassed she-shures by 3 parts. At this moment, Qin Shimo, with his pitiable eyes, truly bore a striking resemblance to Dayu's expression. Not only was he beautiful, but his figure was also impressive. At just over 1.7 meters, Qin Shimo was unremarkable among men. But that height on a woman instantly made her a tall one. Plus, Qin Shimo had long legs, which made him look even sexier and more attractive. Brother-in-law, how about we go to Thailand for surgery? Don't worry, I'll cover the cost. Su Yang couldn't help saying this, and it made Qin Shimo shudder all over. Brother-in-law, I was wrong. I'm really wrong. I'll do whatever you say from now on, okay? Demon, this brother-in-law in front of me is a demon. His heart is too dark, damn it. Oh well, let's leave it at that for now. If you ever want to have a surgery someday, just tell your brother-in-law. My promise is always valid. When that day comes, you'll go from brother-in-law to sister-in-law. Sister-in-law? Holy shit. Su Yang instantly got goosebumps all over. Looking at Qin Shimo like this, Su Yang didn't dare to keep running his mouth. What if this guy actually went through with it? Qin Shuyao would definitely fight him to the death. This guy was the only son of the Qin family, tasked with carrying on the family line. If he got the surgery, who would take over that responsibility? Would it be up to him? That idea didn't sound bad, but he had no idea what his brother-in-law's girlfriend looked like. The small rented room turned into a makeup studio. Su Yang's makeup skills transformed Qin Shimo from drab to fab. Even Qin Shimo was stunned by Su Yang's makeup skills. Where the hell did this cheap brother-in-law learn makeup? It was too damn amazing. Under Su Yang's hands, Qin Shimo transformed into various styles. Classical, modern, youthful, mature, sexy, nightclub style, and so on. Clothes were changed set after set. At first, Qin Shimo was quite resistant. But gradually, he found that this seemed kind of fun. All right, let's stop here for today. Come, Xiaomo, take a look at these videos and photos. How are they? Su Yang opened his phone and showed Qin Shimo the videos and photos taken today. At first, Qin Shimo was quite satisfied. The big beauty in the photos was so stunning that she was attractive even without retouching. But soon Qin Shimo realized something. Turning his head to look at Su Yang's smiling face, his heart was full of bitterness. Damn, that was himself, not some beautiful woman. Be good and listen up. Your brother-in-law won't treat you badly. Otherwise, I'll post these videos and photos online. Who knows? Maybe you'll become an overnight sensation. Don't you think? Su Yang narrowed his eyes, his tone very gentle. But in Qin Shumo's eyes, this tenderness was so cruel. I understand, brother-in-law. I'll do as you say, but you can't post these online. Qin Shumo no longer even had the heart to take revenge on Su Yang. If these videos and photos were posted online, Qin Shumo felt he would absolutely become a laughingstock among his circle of friends. For a young man, pride is everything. That's more like it. Listen to your brother-in-law, and I guarantee you'll eat well and drink well in the future. Once you start making money, you won't need to beg your sister for cash to swap out that old car. Instead, you'll buy her a Lamborghini outright. Just think what kind of expression will she have. That feeling will be absolutely amazing. Su Yang started sweet-talking Qin Shumo again. But this little pep talk actually worked. Thinking about what Su Yang said, Qin Shumo suddenly felt a sense of anticipation. All along, he'd been shamelessly asking his sister for money. Every time, she'd scold him, and it was never comfortable to beg from others. If he could really make big money and buy his sister a Lamborghini, surprising her, that feeling would be pretty amazing. See you, little brother-in-law. Drop by often. I'll call you once I've got the company sorted out. Back at the big villa, Su Yang waved his hand, reluctantly saying goodbye to Qin Shumo. Looking at Su Yang's enthusiastic smile, Qin Shumo gave an embarrassed smile, and then the Porsche 911 let out a fierce roar and flew off. Qin Shumo could swear that even when he was street racing, he had never driven this fiercely. Watching Qin Shumo leave, Su Yang smiled slightly. His mood was especially refreshed. Having taught Qin Shumo a good lesson today, Su Yang felt a great sense of accomplishment. Qin Shumo raced all the way, not stopping until he reached the underground garage of his own residential complex. After parking the car, Qin Shumo thought about the torment he had suffered today and couldn't help but burst into tears. Boo-hoo! Su Yang, you bastard! You can't bully people like this, boo-hoo! In the car, Qin Shumo cried with such grievance. Since he was a child, he had never suffered such great injustice.